right, boys and girls, we are back again for more fractions. I know you're loving it. I love fractions. You love fractions. We all love fractions here. I hope everyone is having a great day today. It's a beautiful day out. Yesterday we had the parade. It was so good. It was so great to see all of you guys and your posters and your smiles and everybody with their families. It was just an amazing thing. I love seeing everybody. It was so nice to see everybody. Um, and I know that some students were missed on that. I know some technically live out of the district. We were driving around for about 3 hours. So I assumed we got to everybody, but apparently we didn't. So I apologize for that. We just we followed along and we had a great time doing it. So thank you for those that could participate in that. I'm planning on trying to do another Zoom meeting as well. Maybe Friday. I'm going to try to do a poll to see if who would rather have a meeting in the evening where more parents are at home and can operate, the internet and maybe the iPads or the tablets. I know it's not easy to access these meetings. You need a webcam. You need, you need internet access. So I know it's not easy for everybody. But just do what you can do. If you can make it, that is awesome. I love seeing everyone that was there on Monday when we had our Zoom meeting. It was awesome. Just to chat and see what's going on, just to have some fun, and then all the kids can see each other. So it's great in that sense. So that's why we're going to keep doing it. I'm going to shoot for 2 days a week doing Zoom meetings. What we do is going to be, it's hard to do lessons through Zoom, especially if you don't really have many kids. But just fun stuff. We'll just talk and just have a good time. And yeah, so here's math. All right, so for this problem, we're going to extend lesson 17 so we can kind of dive more into word problems when it comes to these fractions. We are still placing numbers on the number line and based off of the denominator, right? So in this case, on this problem, we have 7/3. That's one of our examples. Then we have 2/3. Then we have 4/3. And so in between the whole numbers from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and then 2 to 3, okay, that's how we're going to make our parts again. So as I've explained this already, so I don't really want to go too far into it again if you've been watching the other videos, right? So it's just picking up from there. So let's take a look, right? The kids know again, if there is 3 total parts, that means we make 2 lines. So the number less than that denominator is going to be how many lines? So if there's 3 total parts, 1 less is 2. So let's make 2 lines here. 1, 2. Wow, that was a bad one. Now, the next one, same thing, from 1 to 2. Those are our whole numbers. We're going to do another 2 lines to make 3 parts. Then we're going to move over to 2 and 3, make 2 lines, and there you go. So now from 0 to 1, we have 3 parts. From 1 to 2, we have 3 parts. And then from 2 to 3, we got 3 parts. So let's place it on the number line, shall we? Let's do it. First one, we got 7/3. All we have to do is just count on the number line based off of the numerator, which is that top number, 7. So let's just count to 7, okay? We have 0 here, so this is 1, 2, 3, out of 3, right? This is going to be 3/3. Just going to write that there. Okay, 4/3, 5/3, 6/3, and 7/3. We're going to place it right here. I'm going to put it underneath, and we're going to cross that out. Okay, I don't really know why I wrote 3/3 there. I guess just to represent that is what 1 whole is. We did that a lot yesterday, or on the last lesson, sorry. So now for the next one, we got 7/3 out of the way. We got 2/3 next. So let's find 2/3 on the number line, shall we? Let's look at the numerator. That is 2. Remember, the denominator stays the same. That's only what we split those parts into. We only have 3 parts from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and 2 to 3 to represent our wholes. So where's 2/3? Well, we got 0/3 right down here. I'm just going to represent it like that. 1/3, 2/3 right here. Perfect. Remember, I'm going to pinpoint these on the number line just to show where each one is. 2/3, 7/3, got it now. And the last one, we have 4/3. So let's find that. Very simple, right? Look at the numerator. We already did 7. We already did 2. So let's just jump into 4. 0 thirds, 1 third, 2 thirds, 3 thirds, and 4 thirds right here. Wow, that was a really bad dotted line there, or a dot right there. Okay, so that's going to be 4 thirds right there. Okay. All right. And that's simple. Locate and label the following fractions on the number line. We don't even have to write anything. All we have to do is pinpoint and write a fraction. How about the next one? All right, now for number 2, let's take a look here. There's a couple steps. This is a multi-step problem. Short answer, short response, a little bit. I'm sure they're going to have you write down what your answer is and a sentence. So let's see. So Katie bought 2 1-gallon bottles of juice for a party. Her guests drank 6/4 gallons of juice. What fraction of a gallon of juice is left over? Draw a number line to show and explain your answer. So let's see, we got one part, that's the first sentence. We got the second part, that's the second sentence. And then the third part, what fraction of gallon of juice is left over? Draw a number line to show and explain your answer. So again, we talked about RDW, read, draw, write. Okay, we do that for every math problem. You got to understand what that question's asking so you can apply yourself as best as you can, right? Let's look at the first piece of evidence for this problem. The first sentence says Katie bought 2 1-gallon bottles of juice for a party. So we know we have 2 gallons, which means we have 2 holes. Okay. Now it says her guests drank 6/4 gallons of juice. So 6/4 gallons. Okay. What fraction of gallon of juice is left over? Draw a number line to show and explain your answer. So I'm going to underline left over and draw a number line. So all these things that I have underlined here are very important things. We got 4 things to really think about. Okay, we got 2 holes, which means we have 2 gallons. Her guests, they drank 6/4, so we have to find where on a number line where 6/4 would be on that number line. And then how much is left over, right? This is where we could get everything right, and then if we don't do that part, it's technically wrong. So we got to look at this, right? Let's make our number line. Okay, draw a number line to show and explain your answer. Let's just do that. You know what though? I don't like that. Let's do some. I know there's something else that you can make this a little bit more straight. Let's try to find that. All right, you ready for this? I think I found it. We're gonna go just like that. Wow, it's like we made the problem, right? All right, so now if I can just make my skills a little better at making it straight, that'd be nice. Okay, so let's draw here. So we made that. We have to make 2 holes, but we have to start at 0. You can't just start at 1. You got to represent what 0 to 1 represents, right? So let's make our first line. This is going to be 0. This is going to be 1, halfway between 0 and 2. And then we got 2 at the very end here. Okay. Now, this is going to be 1 gallon. And I'm just going to edit the second one. And look at that. You didn't have to watch it. Okay. Now we have to split it into, well, what do you think? Let's look at 6/4. Are we going to cut it into 6 pieces or are we going to cut it into 4 pieces? 4 pieces, right? That's our denominator. So let's do that. If there's 4 pieces, 3 lines. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Try to make it as equal as you can. That looks okay. Okay. And then we're going to keep going. We're going to make another 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. So we got 4 parts over here, and we got 4 parts over here between 0 and 1 and 1 and 2, equally, as equal as we can make it. Okay. So 0/4 here, we always know when it starts at 0, it's going to be 0/4. Okay, just put the denominator right under. Let's find where 6/4 would be. Okay, her guest drank 6/4. Now, at any point, you can pause this, right? Pause it right now and try to find where 6/4 would be on that number line. Okay, give you a little bit of time. Okay, after you unpause it, let's find 6/4. Okay, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. That's 1 whole, right? 5/4, 6/4. There it is. Bam, we got it. So let's write down 6/4. We're going to pinpoint that right there. Circle. Show all the work you can, right? Show that you know you did it right, okay? And what fraction of a gallon of juice is left over? How much is left over? Okay? It's not asking just to place it on there and show your work, because a lot of kids, a lot of students, they would stop right here. Okay? Think about all the steps in the problem that you have to do. Okay? How much is left over? Katie bought 2 1-gallons. So that means she bought 2 gallons, right? How much is left over from here to here? I'm going to pause it. You think about it. How much left does it take? What's our fraction that's missing to get to 2 gallons? Okay. How much are we missing? We are missing 2/4, because this represents 1/4. This represents 1/4, which is 2/4. 6/4 plus 2/4 equals 2 gallons, 2 wholes. And I'm just going to keep it like that. I just went right to it. You always keep the denominator, but again, you change the numerator. If you add them, if you subtract them, keep the denominator and add the numerator. That can be different, okay? I wish my drawing was better, but it's not that good when I'm using a mouse, okay? So that's how we do it. We did every single step. We wrote down 2 gallons for Katie's 2 1-gallons. Then we did 6/4 gallons of juice. And then how much was left over? That was step 3. And we said 2/4 right here is left over. There you have it. Let's try one more.